So, I suppose you could call this as quite a vulnerable video to do. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will relate to this. So this probably started back when I quit smoking. "12 years ago I quit smoking. And then what I realised was, when I stopped smoking, because I do suffer with anxiety and stuff, and I get anxious, and I would always smoked. So that's how I got through shit, really. And if I was anxious or if I was annoyed about something, I would smoke. And I basically used to live my life where I would smoke and drink tea, drink cans of pop, stuff like that. Didn't really eat much. I was really slim at that point. Used to exercise a lot, but I really, I wasn't healthy, obviously, either. And when I was young, I always loved sweets, and I always loved chocolate, and I always loved cakes. I mean, I was brought up where my nana and my gran would have always been baking cakes and all that, and baking biscuits and pies, and I'm from the northeast of England, where a lot of people would have baked their own pies. They were always making scones and stuff like that and whatever. So there was always sort of that type of food, and I think I've always had a weakness for sweet stuff. Definitely for the sweet stuff. So I think on and off it's been a problem all my life, really, with the sweet stuff. But it only really, I think, became a bit of an issue when I stopped smoking 12 years ago. And for the first 3 to 4 months after I quit smoking, I was all right. I wasn't replacing the habit or anything like that, but then I started to eat things on a night time. Sit and eat sweets, go and get the cakes, the donuts, the tubs of ice cream, and all this, that and the other. And it became an addiction. I just literally switched the habit from cigarettes to sugar in a big way. And on and off over the years, it has been a problem. But 5 years ago, when my granddad passed away, I went into the darkest place. Grief. It's awful to go through, and it really is. And every night I would sit here on the sofa here, and I would have went along the shop, and I would have gotten all me stash for the night. And it would be a tub of ice cream, and that tub of ice cream was like about 2,000 calories, something like that. Very high in calorie, even for just the tub of ice cream. I would sit and eat the tub of ice cream, probably a few cakes on top of that, chocolate on top of that. So I was probably consuming about 5,000 calories in a couple of hours at night time. So I'd wait till my husband went to bed. It was sort of like secret eating, like you were having like an affair with this stash of sweet stuff and all that and whatever. And I got to the point where I went up to like 26 stone. I was absolutely massive. Absolutely huge. And I was at the point where when I was going up the stairs, when I was going to bed, like, I wasn't going to bed till about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would have been sitting here for a few hours, just eating. And when I went to bed, I would literally be out of breath. Had sleep apnea. Sometimes I would literally, honestly, and as embarrassing as this is to admit, I was throwing up in me. I would throw up in the back of my mouth in my sleep. The amount of times I woke myself up where I felt like I'd been sick in my mouth. Honestly awful. And I got to a point where I thought, I have to do something about this. And it wasn't a case of needing to lose loads of weight, because I knew I needed to lose weight anyway, right? And I've lost a good few stone now. And I've done diets. And I know that calorie deficit works, calories in, calories out, for weight loss, right? But I had to completely take the sugar out of my life because it was a real problem. I was really highly addicted to it. And my insulin levels were high. And I was really poorly. Like I say, it was getting to a point where I was killing myself slowly, really. And I'd been watching the odd videos pop up on TikTok, on YouTube. I'd been, looking into it and stuff like that. A friend of mine had mentioned to me that she had been doing the carnivore diet, where it's basically all animal products. So everything that comes from an animal. And it can feel quite strict at first. And I thought, I kept saying to my husband, I really want to do that carnivore diet. I really want to do that carnivore diet. Weeks would go, I'd still be eating all the sweets, all this, that and the other. I sort of started like a keto style at first. And that was all right. I did all right on it. And then I says, I'm going to try the carnivore. And my idea was to do the carnivore probably for about 6 months, a year. And this is literally to get rid of my addictions. It's not even for weight loss, but I have lost weight. And I am losing weight. I'm losing weight every week. But now, I've been following the carnivore diet / keto. And I don't have the addiction anymore. I don't even crave sugar no more. It's gone. And I literally say, I fast until about 1 o'clock. And then for me lunch, I'll have something like bacon with some eggs. I make the shuffles, which are basically, you make them in the mini waffle maker, which simply are made with eggs and cheese. And I eat just meat. I eat meat, eggs, and a bit of dairy. And I also add a little bit of fruit as well, sometimes a few strawberries, a few berries. And I'm really enjoying it. And it has got rid of me addiction. And I am losing weight because obviously I'm not eating carbs. I'm not having sugar. I haven't got an underactive thyroid no more. So it's been the best thing that I've ever done. And I'll start putting food ideas up of what I've been doing and stuff like that. But I really just needed to get this video out here. And hopefully if anybody is going through what I was going through, that you might relate to this and you're not alone. It is a real thing. It is a real addiction. And I knew the only way that I could do something about it was to cut all the sugar out. I had to literally cut it out. I don't have sleep apnea anymore either. And so it is honestly life-changing for me. And I'm still only at the start of it, really. But I'm feeling much better in myself. So yeah, it's been a really positive thing for me to do.